So this year we're highlighting the title of our event is called The Myths from Enemy Aliens to Model Minority. And we are focusing on these myths and the stereotypes of both the enemy alien of World War II and the model minority. And so we are screening John Osaki's brilliant film, Not Your Model Minority. And if you haven't seen it yet, this is your chance. It is really this excellent breakdown of the model minority, its history, how it functions, and more specifically, how it relates to Japanese Americans. And then following the screening, we will be joined by John, as well as Carl Takei from Asian Law Caucus and Suda for Solidarity, and Krista Keplinger, who is a UC Davis graduate and is working as an editor of nonfiction and children books, as well as part of our Florin Sacramento Valley JCL. I'm really excited about this panel because it brings together some really brilliant folks to discuss how the model minority has personally impacted them, as Asian Americans, as Japanese Americans, as Yonsei or Sansei. So thinking about generational differences as daughters and sons, right? And in particular, I'm looking forward to hearing about how, as a filmmaker, as a lawyer, as an editor, a student, this stereotype impacts the kind of work that they do. And this year, our committee, based on the panelists, we're really interested in how the model minority affects things like Black reparations, immigrant detention and deportation, as well as affirmative action. And my hope is that this film screening and conversation really opens up an important space for us to dialogue about how we have been impacted by stereotypes in very dangerous ways, right? And we know that as a consequence of World War II and our incarceration, but also, maybe how we have perpetuated them without knowing, right? So the model minority, and for us to really think about what it all means. And this is why we are also offering healing circles the following Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. to really allow attendees to have that time to process information in safe spaces and to really be vulnerable. And it is a challenging topic, right? This is the model minority and talking about these stereotypes, but it's one that we feel really deserves attention and reflection. I think it's really important as a Japanese American to think about our place within the racial hierarchy of the United States within white supremacy. Part of my work within the classroom, as well as my own research and writing and community work, is to understand the ways in which we experience racism, but also the ways in which we can at sometimes perpetuate it and think about our privilege. That is the critical work of being in solidarity with other groups and being allies in ensuring a more equitable present and future for all of us. And in the classroom, the model minority has been an important topic to students. It's one that they connect to the most. It's the one they feel the most in terms of the pressures they feel as students, these kind of assumptions on who they are supposed to be. And what I do is I ground that in history. I teach them how that developed historically, how it came about through these kind of sociological reports that are rooted in anti-Blackness, right? And they begin to sort of understand how these things that personally made them feel very small, right? Very much as like this category that they have to be really intelligent and smart, right? And they begin to sort of break that down in very important ways and see it as a larger sort of systemic part of white supremacy and racism. So I think it's a really eye-opening conversation and discussion for students, and one they are really interested in having in the classroom. Yeah, so the event is going to be held Saturday, February 10th. It's from 1 to 3 p.m. and it's going to be held at the California Museum, which is 1020 O Street in Sacramento. And you can get tickets via our website, which is nctor.org. And we have a registration deadline for February 1st. Admission prices, general admission is $15, $10 for students, college students, but free for anyone under 18. And yeah, if you can just go to our website and all the information will be there.